Alright, y'all know I mess with Katt Williams heavy. Anytime I see Katt Williams' name come across my screen, I'm gonna tap into it. Apparently he was talking about Drake and sacrifices or some shit like that. I don't know, but we finna tap in.
When these rappers get killed, not incidental. Somebody made $100 million and now don't have to talk to that artist or none of their crew, don't have to validate none of their contracts.
Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucien and Universal.
What the fuck? And who's Lucien? I know Universal. Who's Lucien?
Wow.
He's like, man, my daddy got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. My daddy. Drake has a rich baby daddy.
Lucian Grange is a billionaire Zionist known for supporting Israeli causes. He's been associated with high-profile events, including the Friends of the IDF Gala, which raises funds for the Israeli military. Grange's wife, Caroline Grange,
damn, that's a powerful dude, then.
also funds several Zionist organizations.
It all makes sense. The lawsuit is why so many rappers basically took back what they said about Drake. UMG has been monopolizing the music industry. In fact, they either own or have a joint share in pretty much all the major labels across America. If Drake were to win this lawsuit, the money that will be going to fund some of these labels will be going to Drake.
So Drake just hit his own label, Universal Music.
Damn, that's crazy.
With 2 legal petitions, and he even hinted he might file a RICO lawsuit against UMG. Drake claims the label used unlawful business practices to push Kendrick Lamar's diss track, Not Like Us, and allowed Kendrick to defame him. And now Katt Williams has joined the chat and came out with a major prediction, saying that UMG is about to sacrifice Drake for daring to bite the hand that feeds him. For years, Drake has been the golden goose for UMG and raked in millions for the label. But Drake's been getting a little too comfortable thinking he's the one pulling the strings. And now Katt thinks the label's about to remind Drake who's really in charge. Katt is hinting that UMG is about to throw Drake under the bus and expose some serious dirt on him. And then some fans are taking it a step further and speculating that Drake might end up like Michael Jackson or Prince, who both publicly went against their labels before their untimely deaths.
I own half of Sony's publishing and I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it, but I just did good business, you know?
It looks like Drake thought he was untouchable, but
Damn, this shit getting crazy, bro. I always knew the music industry was motherfucking wicked. But shit.
He is showing him that he's just another puppet in the game. We've seen it happen before with other big names, and UMG isn't afraid to take down anyone who gets too big for their boots. So is Drake's empire about to crumble? Is Katt Williams right about this? Let's talk about it.
So they killed this $20 million guy, but they reaped $60 million in benefits.
Wow.
And they had some people from your city do it.
So in case you missed it, Drake recently filed 2 legal actions against Universal Music Group. The first one claims that UMG conspired with Spotify to artificially inflate streams and falsely boost the popularity of Kendrick's diss track, Not Like Us.
You can't even lie to him, boy. That diss track spent the world 1,000,000 times and back, boy. You heard it everywhere. Every kids know. It's infants that know that goddamn song.
And in the second petition, Drake argues that UMG allowed Kendrick to defame him because, according to Drake, Kendrick falsely accused him of being a certified PD file, and yet UMG chose to release Not Like Us anyway. Now, these lawsuits are a huge turning point in Drake's relationship with UMG, and it sounds like there's some major drama going on behind the scenes. See, for years, UMG treated Drake like their golden child, with UMG CEO Lucien Grange even saying that Drake can get any amount of money he asks for.
Stay scheming, Drake says. Tell Lucien I said I'm tearing holes in my budget.
Tell Lucien I said I'm tearing holes in my budget.
Did Drake call you up after that and say, hey, I need more money for my project?
If ever Drake or whenever Drake calls up and says he needs more money for his project, I give it to him.
That's
lit.
For the longest time, Drake was basically the flagship artist of UMG. His albums dominated charts, his singles stayed in rotation, and his influence in the industry was undeniable. UMG made tons of money off of him, and in return, they gave him a level of freedom and privileges most artists would never get. Back in 2021, Drake reportedly scored a crazy deal with UMG, worth somewhere between $400 and $500 million. An amount
Man, that's a bag.
pretty much unheard of in the industry. Now, here's where things get real interesting. With a deal like that, it's not just about the money. Rumor has it, Drake might have gotten some equity too, which means he could actually have ownership of other artists' catalogs under Universal's umbrella. And get this, there were rumors going around that Drake was trying to secretly scoop up Kendrick's catalog. Now let's talk about Drake's relationship with Lucian Grange. Lucian's name has been making the headlines for all the wrong reasons lately. First, he was named in that Diddy lawsuit, and then Kanye referred to Lucian as Drake's rich baby daddy.
It cuts Drake's soul. It's like he signed his soul to the devil to not be cool with me, to have to, like, this is his job to go against God. And it cuts his soul. Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian and Universal.
Wow.
He's like, like, man, my daddy got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian.
So all of his streams in the number ones is controlled by someone named Lucian.
And then more drama kicked off when Kanye hopped on the Like That remix and threw Lucian's name in the mix, rapping, "Where's Lucian? Serve your master. You caught a little bag for your masters, didn't ya? Lifetime deal, I feel bad. Y'all so out of sight, out of mind. I can't even think of a Drake line." But here's where it gets even crazier. Word on the street is that Lucian ordered Drake to chill out on the beef after Kendrick hinted that he could go further down the rabbit hole and expose the entire industry, especially in connection to those pedophile allegations. See, both Lucian and Drake have been dragged into some heavy allegations about a rumored ring in the industry. Remember that lawsuit producer Lil Rod filed against Diddy? Well,
Damn, this shit getting deep, ain't it? I ain't even know none of this for real, y'all.
Was packed with accusations against Lucian Grange. In the lawsuit, Lil Rod repeatedly called out Lucian and even hinted that he and Diddy might have been more than friends. The lawsuit states, Mr. Jones recalls seeing defendant Grange visiting Mr. Combs' home in Miami, Florida and Los Angeles, California. According to Mr. Jones, whenever defendant Grange visited Mr. Combs at his homes, it would be in the evening, and he and Mr. Combs would disappear for hours in Mr. Combs' bedroom. The lawsuit goes even deeper, claiming that Lucian not only attended, but also sponsored multiple listening parties for Diddy's The Love album, where ex-workers and young girls were reportedly present. Lil Rod also alleged that Lucian knew, or at least should have known, that Diddy was serving guests alcohol spiked with unknown substances. And according to Lil Rod, while he was living and traveling with Diddy, he discovered hidden cameras installed in every room of Diddy's house. So basically, Lil Rod was implying that Diddy might have recordings of Lucian Grange and other big-name figures in the industry. But he didn't stop there. Lil Rod also alleged that Lucian and other defendants aided, abetted, and induced Sean Combs' venture. According to Lil Rod, Lucian was one of the co-conspirators who knowingly benefited from Diddy's alleged crimes and was providing vast sums of cash, which made Diddy's criminal venture possible. But get this, less than 3 months after Lil Rod filed his lawsuit, news broke that Lil Rod's lawyer removed Universal Music Group and Lucian Grange from the list of defendants. So with Diddy's ties to Lucian under the microscope, the streets were saying that Lucian might have thrown Diddy under the bus as soon as he got wind of those alleged secret recordings. And then some sources speculated that Lucian was planning to swap Diddy out for Drake in this rumored operation. However, when Kendrick started poking around that angle, rumor has it Drake got a call from his so-called sugar daddy Lucian telling him to squash the beef. And now fans are starting to connect the dots with something Katt Williams said about rap beefs and how they often lead to the untimely deaths of artists. See, Katt claimed that all these deaths of young rappers aren't just random tragedies. According to Katt, whenever a rapper is killed over what looks like petty beef, there's always someone at the top cashing in on their death.
When these rappers get killed, not incidental. Somebody made $100 million and now don't have to talk to that artist or none of their crew, don't have to validate none of their contracts. Now only got to deal with the mama, only got to see her once a year, and it's over. And the money goes up and up and up.
Katt then pointed out that there seems to be a pattern with these tragedies. He said when a rapper is taken out, it's often set up so that someone from their own city is the one to do it, almost like a final insult to humiliate them even more.
So they killed this $20 million guy, but they reaped $60 million in benefits.
Wow.
And they had some people from your city do it.
Wow.
I'm saying there's the good side and the bad side of these businesses.
According to Katt, in the entertainment world, things aren't always what they seem. What might look like a random coincidence is often carefully planned out, with someone at the top making serious money off the whole situation.
Yeah. So in all of these situations, there's a business involved and there's real money involved and somebody's benefiting from this thing that looks like, oh, that just happened. Nah, no way.
So fans are now starting to piece things together, and they're saying this Kendrick versus Drake feud is way deeper than it seems. And a lot of people think Drake's attempt to expose UMG for allegedly using payola to push Kendrick's song might backfire, because the same accusations could be made about his streaming numbers. But it doesn't stop there. Some fans are even speculating that if Drake keeps pushing UMG's buttons, things could take a dark turn for him. Because if legends like Michael Jackson and Prince couldn't beat the machine, what makes anyone think Drake stands a chance? But what's your take on this? Do you think Drake's playing with fire by taking on UMG? And does Katt Williams have a point about what happens to artists who go against the big labels? Drop your takes in the comments, and don't miss out on this next story.
That shit is kind of crazy. I guess we'll know if Drake come up missing randomly.
Doing things I taught you getting nasty for someone else. You don't need no one else. You don't need nobody else.
Trigger warning for this blind item. It is very disturbing, but Drake is allegedly spreading the word about the allegations against Dutchavelli. These allegations include child SA, getting a child pregnant, being intimate with Diddy, and being intimate with men in Dubai for pay, and also being inappropriately intimate with animals.
While the dust may have settled on the diss tracks and public exchanges, the drama surrounding Drake's beef with Kendrick Lamar has taken a dark and disturbing turn. Remember Kendrick's track Meet the Grams, released hot on the heels of Drake's Family Matters diss? Well, this song has now sparked a firestorm of speculation and controversy as rumors are circulating that Kendrick dropped hints on this track about Drake having some seriously messed up fetish involving young women and dogs. Yeah, it's as sick as it sounds. Now, Meet the Grams cover art alone raised eyebrows because it supposedly features personal items belonging to Drake himself, including prescription pills and a shirt with a dog print. But it gets crazier, y'all. There's this mysterious Twitter user who goes by the name of Ebony Prince 2K24, who is now apparently trying to extort Drake and threatening to release more info about Drake's rumored freak-off parties, including one that supposedly took place last year at the Mark Hotel in New York. And get this. The Mark Hotel previously faced backlash over alleged involvement in the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. But it wasn't just the visuals for Meet the Grams causing a stir. Kendrick didn't hold back in the lyrics either, leveling serious accusations against Drake, including his alleged sick and predatory behavior, as well as a rumored trafficking ring. Now, before we go any further, I want to point out that while there's no shortage of speculation and hearsay, it's important to take all this with a grain of salt. After all, in the world of rap beefs, things can often get blown out of proportion. However, one thing's for sure, the controversy surrounding those PD file allegations about Drake shows no signs of fading away anytime soon. These allegations about Drake chasing after young women have been around for ages, and people are now going all out, playing detective, scouring through blind items and blog posts, trying to piece together any clues that might shed light on the deeper meaning behind all of Kendrick's disses. Many people claim there's already a lot of evidence out in the open about Drake being a creep, and now rumors are spreading like wildfire about Drake allegedly being implicated in an elite.
Did y'all know this? Or am I the only one out the loop on this type of shit?
Trafficking ring funded by money laundering and directly tied to organized crime. Nearly everyone with knowledge of it is supposedly kept in line through blackmail, paid to look the other way, or intimidated into silence. And then, of course, there's that connection between Drake and Universal Music Group CEO Lucian Grange, who was named in one of the Diddy lawsuits and accused of financially benefiting from Diddy's alleged trafficking enterprise. So as you can see, what started off as an entertaining rap beef has now turned into this dark and disturbing conspiracy involving not only Drake, but allegedly individuals who hold real power in the entire entertainment industry and beyond. There's a lot to unpack here, so brace yourself because it's about to get wild.
This year, UK rapper Dutchavelli, brother of Stefflon Don, had some court papers leaked which confirmed his family to be a part of some sex trade in Dubai. Why is this relevant? Because Sean Combs, aka Diddy, would use Dutchavelli's family services when in London and Dubai. Why is this relevant? Because Drake was the one who told Diddy about Dutch's family being in the sex trade and being able to get animals involved in sex acts.
All right, let's kick things off by diving into the whole deal with the cover art for Meet the Grams and the rumors swirling about blackmail against Drake. So it all kicked off on May 11th when this Twitter user, Ebony Prince 2K24, dropped what looked like some blurry security camera footage that seemed to be showing Drake's supposed personal belongings, the same ones you see on the cover of Kendrick's diss track, Meet the Grams. The items include a shirt with a cartoon dog print, a Maybach glove, a visit card, jewelry receipts, and 3 prescription medicines with the name Aubrey Graham. The medicines were later revealed to be one for Ozempic, one for Adderall, and one for Zolpidem. Ozempic is an anti-diabetic medication used for the treatment of type 2 diabetes. However, it was recently popularized by celebrities as a weight loss drug. Rumors have been swirling for a while that Drake's recent body transformation is due to Ozempic and cosmetic procedures. The other 2 medicines shown on the Meet the Grams cover are Adderall and Zolpidem. Adderall is a prescription drug used for ADHD, while Zolpidem belongs to a class of medications called sedative hypnotics and is usually prescribed to treat insomnia. However, Zolpidem has also gained notoriety as one of the most widely used date rape drugs. So when Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams on May 3rd, everyone started buzzing with theories, wondering where Kendrick got this photo from. That's when DJ Academics joined the chat, claiming that those items shown on the cover art were stolen from a suitcase belonging to Drake's dad, Dennis Graham.
But apparently Kendrick Lamar must have got a hold of Drake's dad's suitcase. So we're talking about Dennis Graham, which is Drake's pops. Wow.
Crazy.
Wow. Remember all that talk about leaks in the camp?
But fast forward to May 11th, and this mysterious ex-user, Ebony Prince 2K24, posts a video showing those same items from the Meet the Grams cover, alongside a copy of the Daily Eagle dated Wednesday, May 8th. And in the caption, Ebony Prince wrote, "Number 1, King Kendrick Lamar is not a liar and I am not a thief. Number 2, Mr. Aubrey Graham, Drake, and Mr. Livingston Allen, D Academics, have until noon Monday, May 13th, 2024 to retract your claims of theft, or my attorney..."
Find the best holiday gifts on Amazon.
Attorney Ms. Adrian Edward and I will exhaust every legal option available. So next thing you know, people started calling Ebony Prince the Riddler in reference to the villain from Batman because of all the cryptic clues and threats. Social media exploded with wild fan theories spreading like wildfire on Twitter and TikTok. But Ebony Prince didn't stop there. He also shared screenshots supposedly showing surveillance footage from Drake's visit to the Mark Hotel in Brooklyn. And one of the photos caught Christopher Alvarez, a freelance journalist who happens to have a rare skeletal disorder called thanatophoric dysplasia and uses a wheelchair. The individual seen behind Christopher is supposedly Drake, and the other 2 men are believed to be part of Drake's entourage and security team. And then there's this eerie caption Ebony Prince wrote saying, "To Mr. Aubrey Graham, Drake, may this photo help jog your memory as to where you discarded those items. The issue in the photo should also jog your memory. Jimmy Brooks would not have been proud of you that night." Ebony Prince disabled the comments on this particular post. However, they tagged a bunch of news outlets, radio stations, and podcasters. So ever since that post popped up on May 11th, the internet's been buzzing with hundreds of thousands of tweets and TikTok comments, all guessing about Drake's part in this mess. Loads of folks are throwing around theories, some even saying Drake might have beat up Christopher Alvarez that night or did something even worse. However, Alvarez has now spoken out in the Brooklyn Eagle, shutting down all those rumors and begging everyone to quit hassling him. "I don't know what any of this means," he said. "I was with Drake that night because we briefly met after dinner, but all the accusations are false." Alvarez confirmed he was with Drakev on the night of January 22nd, 2023. And he said he was called to meet Drizzy at the Mark Hotel and they had a blast listening to new beats. "I am not in the position to talk about his character outside of our meetings, but I can say I was not in any way," Alvarez added. However, internet detectives were not convinced and they started tossing around theories that maybe Christopher Alvarez was pushed or even paid to put an end to the rumors. And get this, word on the digital street is that Drake and his higher-ups are scrambling to squash this gossip for a very disturbing reason. Rumor has it there's something even darker bubbling up, involving Drake allegedly hosting some seriously bizarre gatherings, or freak-offs if you will, with young women and dogs. And when I say dogs, I mean actual four-legged dogs. It's like something straight out of a twisted
This stuff can't be true, man.
movie plot, but it gets even more twisted from here. So earlier this week, a bombshell dropped. Supposedly, there's this audio floating around of Drake getting up to some seriously disturbing stuff with his dogs. The audio clip featured faint sounds of whimpering dogs in the background, and the whole thing came to light when an anonymous source sent the clip to DJ Academics, who, of course, couldn't resist sharing his reaction during a live stream. Dog audio is actually legit. But here's where things get even crazier. It seems like every corner of the internet has been buzzing with stories coming from all sorts of sources claiming that Drake might actually have this seriously messed up thing going on with dogs. Now rewind a bit to Kendrick's diss track, Meet the Grams. If you remember, Kendrick straight up called out Drake for having sick thoughts, suggesting some pretty disturbing stuff and even drawing comparisons between Drake and convicted offender Harvey Weinstein. In one verse of Meet the Grams, Kendrick addresses Drake's mother, Sandy Graham, with words, "Sandra, sit down. What I'm about to say is heavy. Now listen. Your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think men like him should die. Him and Weinstein should get effed up in a cell for the rest of their life. He hates black women, hypersexualizes them with kinks of a nympho fetish." Now this is not just some casual jab or rumor Kendrick's throwing out there. He's actually wishing death on Drake and suggesting he deserves to bunk up with Weinstein. That's heavy stuff, and it doesn't sound like Kendrick's just shooting from the hip here. It sounds like he's got some real dirt on Drake. But wait. There's more. In the following lines of Meet the Grams, Kendrick drops another bomb, alleging that Drake has a bunch of ex-offenders in his OVO crew who are being paid a monthly allowance. And if you thought Kendrick was done, think again. He takes things to a whole new level in his final diss track, Not Like Us, using some strong language to describe Drake and his crew, calling them certified PD files, and even predicting that Drake's mansion, the embassy, is going to get raided just like P. Diddy's. Now, a lot of folks have been scratching their heads and wondering if Kendrick's got some concrete evidence to back up these claims. I mean, tossing around the P word is no joke, and these allegations are about as serious as it gets. So was Kendrick just blowing smoke, or does he have the receipts to back this all up? Well, word on the street is that some of the disturbing details Kendrick hinted at about Drake's behavior are starting to trickle out online, and let me tell you, it's not for the faint of heart. Here's the latest scoop. There's this viral Reddit thread making the rounds where this user spilled the beans, claiming that a model from Drake's hometown of Toronto told them that Drake allegedly has women doing some incredibly degrading stuff with, wait for it, dog bowls. The user wrote, "I swear to God, I am not making this up. About 4.5 years ago, a model I knew from Toronto said Drake made girls puke in dog bowls for him. If you check my comment history, I even said if Kendrick brought up Drake having sick tendencies, he was done for." And it didn't take long for fans to connect the dots on this one. So we all know Drake's latest album was called For All the Dogs, and fans initially thought Drake was using dogs to refer to himself and his womanizer friends. However, there's now this new theory making the rounds with fans speculating that Drake was literally talking about dogs and the women he allegedly forced into degrading acts. Now let's zoom in on the track First Person Shooter. Drake drops some lines about his phone being jam-packed with women's numbers, and then he starts rattling off a whole list of female names. But wait, it gets even weirder. If you check out the music video for First Person Shooter, you'll spot something downright bizarre. They've got actual dogs in there, complete with name tags featuring the names of the women Drake mentions in the song. One fan on X said, "They said For All the Dogs was Drake calling women dogs months ago, so that conspiracy is even more wild watching the First Person Shooter video." And another person wrote, "I searched Drake and dogs today and I'm not okay. I've never heard dogs make the kind of sounds we saw the chipmunk watching on that video. I wish Drake would have never beefed with Kendrick. I was perfectly happy just hating him for being fake. Come to find out he's a sick white boy." But buckle up because we're about to dive even deeper into this twisted rabbit hole. So there's this UK rapper who goes by the name Dutchavelli, and rumor has it he used to be pretty tight with Drake. But here's where things take a seriously dark turn. Apparently, Dutchavelli got himself in some hot water after allegedly getting caught sliding into the DMs of women who might not have been of age. Word on the street is that Dutchavelli's been laying low in Dubai ever since the scandal broke. And now brace yourselves for this next bombshell. There are whispers floating around that Dutchavelli was also close to Diddy. In fact, rumor has it that Dutch was one of Diddy's favorite UK boy toys. Allegedly, Diddy would often throw those freak-off parties in London, with Dutchavelli taking center stage. But hold on to your lunch, because we're not done yet. There's supposedly this video making the rounds featuring Dutchavelli and, you guessed it, a dog. However, I can't get into too much detail about this video because honestly, it's beyond disturbing and it's definitely not safe for YouTube. But let's just say, if you're thinking about searching for it, proceed with caution. It's some seriously messed up stuff. Now, if you're still with me after all that, there's a TikTok creator named Celebritea Blinds who's been dishing out the details on this whole Drake Diddy Dutchavelli situation. So here are some of the blind items circulating about this scandal.
Trigger warning, here are 3 very disturbing blind items that are allegedly about the British rapper Dutchavelli and involve Diddy and Drake, and are about the SA of minor children, intimacy involving animals, and intimate work for pay in Dubai. This foreign-born rapper's career was torpedoed when he was caught trying to brainwash school-age children into sleeping with him. Very nasty, but not as nasty as what he let the sheikhs do to him in Dubai. There are rumors of animals being involved too. The Canadian rapper with the self-love tape has been spreading the word. And this is allegedly Dutchavelli and Drake. The Teflon female rapper, Stefflon Don, who is Dutchavelli's sister, and her family are musical, but most of their money comes from their work in the schmecks trade. They use their music videos to attract customers. If they could speak Arabic, they would know that they are called the carpet family by the men who pay them. That is because they are always on the floor. That leaked video of the brother, Dutchavelli, pushing the dog towards his rear, guess who that was for? And again, this is allegedly Stefflon Don and Dutchavelli. Mr. Freakoff, aka Sean Diddy Combs, threw private parties in London because he noticed that British rappers were desperate to please him. One of his favorite London boy toys was the older brother of the Teflon female rapper.
This stuff can't be true, man. This shit is too good and too crazy.
Stefflon Don's brother Dutchavelli, who faced child abuse allegations. For the right amount of money, he could be convinced to fulfill Mr. Freakoff's fantasies because he thought it would help his career. It didn't. He did, however, introduce him to some wealthy men in the UAE who would pay for his services. It's why he is always in Dubai. And again, this is allegedly Sean Diddy Combs, Dutchavelli, and Stefflon Don.
So word on the street is that Drake might be doing some serious damage control in light of the scandal surrounding Dutchavelli and those rumored K9 freak-off parties. Here's the scoop. There's this video making its way through the grapevine featuring leaked chats between Dutchavelli and Drake on Instagram. And based on their conversation, it seems like these two used to be pretty chummy. The leaked chat includes everything from text messages to voice notes. And in the messages, Dutchavelli is expressing his admiration for Drake and even hinting at the possibility of a collaboration between the two. Now, if the rumors are to be believed, Drake's been trying to distance himself from Dutch ever since the news broke about those inappropriate DMs Dutch was sending to young ladies. But it looks like Drake might not be able to shake off his ties to Dutchavelli that easily. Now you'd think with all the drama swirling around, Dutch would be trying to keep a low profile. However, after all that chaos with Kendrick blew up online, Dutch decided to pop up on Instagram and share a video on his stories that had tongues wagging all over the internet. In this video, Dutch seems to be threatening Drake, telling him to give his mixtape a shout out and kindly reminding him that he owes him a little favor.
You know what I'm saying? Hey Drake, make sure you promote my mixtape as well when it drops, cuz. You get me? You know they say love is a favor for a favor, motherfucker.
So word on the street is that Dutch has a bunch of incriminating footage of Drake at these rumored freak-offs with women and dogs. However, it's not just Drake being thrown in the mix. Allegedly, individuals way more powerful than Drake may be complicit in all these depravities happening behind the scenes in the music and entertainment business. And of course, fans are now pointing fingers at the most powerful man in entertainment, Universal Music Group CEO Lucian Grange, or as Kanye West prefers to call him, Drake's rich baby daddy.
It cuts Drake's soul. It's like he signed his soul to the devil to not be cool with me, to have to, like, this is his job to go against God.
Wow.
And it cuts his soul.
But what is it specifically about Drake that everyone hates? I just have to know that, because it's like for everybody, all of the great, you, Weeknd, Pluto, Metro, Ross,
Kendrick.
Yeah. Like, there's something obviously wrong with this one individual that no one wants to speak about, and I feel like you're the only person that's gonna really put it out there.
I say rich baby daddy. It's like Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian and Universal.
Wow.
He's like, you know, like, man, my daddy got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. My daddy, Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucien.
So all of his streams in the number ones is controlled by someone named Lucien.
Or Lucien worked for people who control the banks in Africa, who keep, you know,
oh my God.
Think about
download.
We had Black Wall Street, we had Harlem, we've been gentrified, and we ain't really been pulled together since, other than to maintain what they call the black vote, which you don't have an opinion in it vote. And then they get all these celebrities, they go on TV like, you know, we got a problem with his political opinion. He's out of control. He's bipolar. He's anti-Semite. He's whatever they want to call somebody to try to get people to not listen or have, take away the influence.
Now, may I remind you that Lucian Grange was named as one of the defendants in the RICO lawsuit filed against Diddy by producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones. And Lil Rod made some pretty serious allegations about Lucian and Universal Music, claiming they funded Diddy's supposed trafficking operation. The lawsuit states, Mr. Jones recalls seeing defendant Grange visiting Mr. Combs' home in Miami, Florida and Los Angeles, California. According to Mr. Jones, whenever defendant Grange visited Mr. Combs at his homes, it would be in the evening, and he and Mr. Combs would disappear for hours in Mr. Combs' bedroom. Lil Rod then goes on to allege that Lucian Grange
Diddy in a fucked up position. It keep getting worse for him.
Sponsored and attended several Love album listening parties at Mr. Combs' home in Los Angeles, California, and according to Lil Rod, these parties had S workers present, as well as young women below the age. Lil Rod also claimed that during his time living and traveling with Diddy, he discovered that Mr. Combs has hidden cameras in every room of his homes. And according to Lil Rod, Diddy has recordings of Lucian Grange, as well as other celebrities, music label executives, politicians, and athletes. But Lil Rod didn't stop there. He
seemed like that's what they all doing.
Directly accused Lucian and Universal of aiding, abetting, and inducing Sean Combs' ex-trafficking venture. In fact, Lil Rod described Lucian as one of the co-conspirators who knowingly benefited from coercive ex-trafficking. According to Lil Rod's lawsuit, Lucian, together with other powerful defendants from the music industry, was providing vast sums of cash, which made Diddy's criminal venture possible. And Lil Rod even mentioned seeing Lucian at Chalice recording studios where Diddy was actively engaging in freak-off parties. So like I said at the start of the video, this whole Drake versus Kendrick saga is way more than just your average rap beef. Kendrick's diss tracks didn't just stir up drama between him and Drake, they opened up a Pandora's box of dark secrets and shady dealings happening behind the scenes in the music industry. And from the looks of it, Drake's just one player in this twisted game. Now,
God damn it, Drake.
Folks are chalking all this up to just another case of rap beef blown out of proportion, and they're blaming Kendrick's diehard fans for spinning these supposed conspiracies about Drake and his love for dogs. However, others are saying there are just too many bizarre stories floating around about Drake's alleged disturbed behavior to write them all off as mere lies and coincidences. It's like every time you turn around, there's another bizarre rumor popping up, and it's getting harder and harder to ignore. One fan commented, "No ma'am, a harmless creature in distress? This is heartless and infuriating. PETA, FBI, Homeland Security, etc. arrest this poor excuse for a human immediately." And another person added, "This is sick and disgusting. All the higher up celebrities are weird and sick AF. They all need to be judged and put under the jail cell. This is sad." So, where does that leave us? Well, it's anyone's guess, but one thing's for sure. This whole Drake versus Kendrick saga has opened up
Yeah, Drake was wearing some
can of worm
bullshit in that fucking Hotline Bling video scene. I ain't even gonna lie.
It's not likely to be sealed shut anytime soon. And as the drama continues to unfold, you can bet we'll be here to break it all down for you. In the meantime, let us know in the comments how you feel about all the twisted...
right there, that is straight bullshit. You wearing a Jordan shirt, some type of Montclair, blue jeans, and some fucking lug boots
surrounding Drake and these alleged acts with dogs. And what do you make of Ebony Prince and those cryptic posts? Leave all your thoughts in the comments and don't miss out on this next video.
Yeah, this shit get crazy. I ain't gonna lie, boy. I would hate to be one of them in their position, boy. But hey, we don't know till the truth come out. It's another reaction video. My camera blurry. It's your boy Mundo, though. I'm out.